Hey everyone, back with another gameplay video. This time I'm going to be playing Living End. You might know me for my Domain Zoo videos. You can check out my free sideboard guide for Zoo, things like that. But I do like to play some other decks to keep it fresh. And one of the decks I do enjoy playing is Living End. It's a different sort of a combo deck. It functions quite differently than Domain Zoo, but I do actually like it because I think it just keeps things fresh. So I'm going to run through an MTGO league. We'll see how things go. I have played a few leagues with this exact Living End build. This is very similar to Menino Ney's build. So you can check out his Patreon. He's got a sideboard guide and kind of a deck guide for Living End. He is, one of the biggest grinders for Living End on MTGO. He's always doing well in large events with it. And this is his list, with the exception of I did change one troll for a third Waker. So I just saw that a lot of the lists were running 21 lands. So basically 15 lands plus 6 cyclers seems pretty stock. So I figured that's what I'd go with. And I did play a few leagues with 3 trolls, but I like Waker a lot because it can really help you to dig for your combo and for pieces you're missing and things like that. So anyway, so looking at the list here, the difference between this Living End list and most lists you will see is that this list is using swamps in the mana base. So most Living End lists will use either the Sunken Ruins or Urborg to give them black mana to be able to hardcast threats. This one instead is using the Troll of Khazad-dûm, which is a 6/5 swamp cycler, and it's using. So you see, you've got a Watery Grave, you've got an Overgrown Tomb, and you've got a Blood Crypt. So 3 black sources. 3 black shocklands, and what that allows you to do is it gives you a lot more consistency with hard casting threats. So basically what can happen, I found with this deck, is that game 1 you're going to win a lot of games. Obviously you're a very high win percentage game 1 deck because you're kind of doing unfair things with the graveyard. People don't have main deck graveyard hate very often, but in game 2 and 3 of course they'll bring in all their sideboard hate, and obviously we'll bring in cards that answer sideboard hate, destroying artifacts and enchantments, endurance, subtlety, things like that. However, what can happen is your opponent will keep a hand that has just like a lot of hate cards, but it doesn't necessarily have cards to help their deck function. So, you might be playing against an opponent who keeps like a hand that's like Chalice of the Void plus another piece of graveyard hate and then like lands, and their idea is just that, okay, I know that, my opponent can't combo through all these hate cards, so I'm going to just keep this hand and then, hopefully I'll draw into action and allow my deck to do what I can do. So what adding these black mana sources allows you to do more consistently is you can just hard cast your threats. And that's usually what you end up having to do against hate when you don't have like your answers with you, or if it's very apparent that like opponent has like 3 pieces of hate on board and you're just like, okay, I'm going to just, hard cast my 4-drop. So what the black mana allows you to do consistently is you can hard cast your Griefs, hard cast your Architects of Will, hard cast your Street Wraiths, and if you get to 6 mana, which you do actually, it's happened pretty often with, if the deck game goes long, then you can hard cast your Ents and your Trolls if you have them in hand. So you can actually win a lot of games with just kind of hard casting threats. So you'd be surprised because you think at first glance you think, oh, it's like a 4/4 flyer or a 3/3 for 4 mana. Like that's not really that great, but against our opponent's hand, which like isn't generally functional if they're just keep looking for sideboard hate, then it actually can win a lot of games. I first noticed that when I was watching Gabriel Nassif play Living End, and he wins like so many games by just hard casting Curator of Mysteries, and just like attacking the opponent for 4 every turn while like they kept a bunch of counters in hand, and then you just never try to combo off and you just win that way. So that's like definitely viable with this deck depending on the situation, and again it should be even more viable now that you're using these black mana sources. The downside of course is you are going to take a little more damage because you're going to probably have to shock more. That's just true in general with the land cyclers, but the upside is that seems to be kind of less burn and less like aggressive decks in the meta at the moment. And also you do have 4 Leyline of Sanctity if you do happen to play against like burn specifically. So that's the kind of idea there. This deck is playing 4 Living Ends. I think I see lists go back and forth between should you play 3, 4. I just have 4 because Menino Ney has 4, and I don't know, there's a lot of like counterspell decks and things like that. Looking at the sideboard, the only difference is, so you basically have Mystical Dispute that's going to help against your, blue decks. Endurance, that's going to help a lot. Comes in against a lot of decks, and come in the mirror, can come in against Scam specifically, because if your opponent gets a Dothy into the graveyard, you want to be able to exile their graveyard. can also stop like an Undying spell and things like that, but that's less common. It's more common in my experience to use this to get rid of a Dauthi in the graveyard after you resolve Living End. And that means that your opponent will not get their Dauthi back, so they won't be able to recast your Living End the next turn. You do have Subtlety. It's also good against kind of creature-based hate. And then your Artifact Enchantment hate. And then one other thing I will say about Troll is I've actually found that another reason that Mignonne switched to Troll is it's very good against, it's a very good threat. So, you know, if you reanimate a Troll, so we know a lot of decks are playing with Oliphant. Oliphant's a trampler, but it does have 4 toughness. So this has 5 toughness, which means it's not going to die to Fury. And it basically has a better effect than Trample. You know, unless you're against a deck that's just going really wide with a lot of creatures, which, to be honest, there just aren't that many decks in Modern right now that do that. Like, maybe Hammer Time could be one, but other than that, like, this ability to be able to can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures is going to generally be better than Trample. So it's nice to have just basically like an unblockable 6/5, just like beating down the opponent. So that's another nice bonus, reanimating it. And then reanimating Ent is also good because you get a food token. And sometimes that can be relevant in matchups that are really pressuring your life total, where after the turn you resolve Living End, you can then crack the food, gain life, and, you know, that can help to win you the game. So other than that, the deck is pretty well known. It's very powerful in what it does. So I'm going to take it through a quick league here. If you enjoy this kind of content, you can subscribe, and I'll see you guys for round 1. Okay, here we are, starting off with round 1. Let's see. We've got a few cyclers, but we don't have a blue source, so we can really only cycle 1 land. And if I do that, then I can use my Street Wraith to grief someone. So I think we're going to mulligan this because it's just too bad if I don't get a blue source. Okay, this hand is fine because we've got a few land cyclers. We've got, let's see, do we want to get rid of a grief? I kind of like this whole hand, but this is our only actual cycler, so we don't want to get rid of that. We could get rid of the troll, but it could get us our 3rd land source, because this can get us blue-green. Could also just get rid of a grief. We're probably going to pitch the troll turn 1, but I want to keep Architects and Ent. So I think we're going to put back the troll. We'll see what my opponent's on, decide whether it's worth griefing them turn 1 or not. Again, not a lot of decks, especially in game 1, not a lot of decks that are playing like main deck Graveyard Hate, although there's some kind of decks that play like Relic and stuff. Be very annoying. Wooded Foothills. Okay. See what we draw. We draw Steam Vents, so that allows us to... I could main phase cycle now, Architects. Guess I get another black source. I think I like that. If I don't, then I'll just pitch Grief. Grief, pitch Grief. So... I don't know what Wooded Foothills pass means. It might just be Omnath. So I'll take Teferi. Take another Ent. So we're just going to Grief, pitch Grief. Also wait on this. I think if there's a reason to wait on this. What could he play turn 2? I don't know. I think we just don't have enough information, so we'll just do this now. There's a world where I just get punished for not griefing turn 1. Again, my first thought is Omnath, but it could be like a million other decks too with Foothills, so let's just see what he's got. So his creativity, we definitely don't want to put Archon in the graveyard. We could just take creativity. He'll be able to preordain for more stuff. Could just take the preordain and be like, I'll creativity. Let's see, I'm on the draw, so he'll be able to creativity to get an Archon. Doesn't look like he's playing Teferi. I guess he could. Maybe we just take the preordain and then just say don't care about creativity. We can't dig for more stuff. So his hand will do nothing for a few turns. And we'll deal with the Archon later. Because we also get Force, we'll just force it. I think we're just going to keep his hand terrible. I guess we can take creativity on the way back, so that would be the reason to do what I just did. So he draws another preordain, which is kind of annoying. Again, I don't know what main deck answers he would have. I guess Teferi. But we'll see if he's playing Teferi. Fairy would be the worst. See what he does here. I can't. Okay. He bottoms both of them, so he could still have bricked on that. Force Negation's good because I can answer Teferi. I don't have... So we can get green-black or green-blue. I'm trying to think if there's any reason to cycle the Ent now. I suppose we can save some life total by getting green-blue. So we could do this now. Cycle Ent. I guess we don't really save any life total by doing this. Okay, that's fine. The question is, do I want to get a black source or a blue source? Guys, with Force Negation in hand, let's just get green-blue. Yeah, I was thinking in my head, like, I could then play this tap, but I can't do that if I want to play the other Ent. So either way, I'm going to have to shock it in. Shock this turn or next turn. I don't know if it makes a difference. Do it this turn, I guess. Oh, I guess I could have... Well, I just want a bigger living end, so that's why I want the other Ent in the graveyard. Obviously, I have 3 lands now, so I don't necessarily need to Ent, but I only have Grief, Architect, and Ent. So a second Ent, I think, is worth it. Of course, if he just jams Teferi, which looks like he's not going to. Could have also drawn a counter. Be annoying. But now I don't have an answer for that. We'll Ent again. We'll get a Overgrown Tomb. Again, just to kind of fill up the graveyard more. Okay, so now we get the Waker. So we know he could have... The question is, do I want to just jam here? He could... I then have Waker for... I think we just jam. And then force his next play. Obviously, if he drew a counter, he drew a counter. And I just live with it. I was saying we could try to Waker for something else, for Outburst. You know, do some other stuff. If you got a counter. He did not. So first let's Grief. So we're going to do Ent last. Ent. Do Architects. We're going to Grief him first. Yeah, okay. So I just take Creativity and then he loses. Did I know about this land? Maybe I did. Is like he... Maybe I should have known he didn't have anything. I think I had perfect information. 2 fetches and then he played... Yeah, I guess I did. Played Stomping Ground, played Bloodstained Mire. Or maybe I did. So I probably had perfect information. All right, so that's what you're expected to do in game 1 for Living End. You just dunk on the opponent. And even if you had drawn permission, now you had force, so... Okay, sideboarding. Against Creativity, which is not a matchup I play very often, I'm going to be using Menino Nay's sideboard guide. Again, check that out on Patreon. I won't be putting it up like on the video out of respect for him, but I will be using that to sideboard. Okay, so it looks like I brought in Dispute mostly for Teferi, probably. I think this hand's got to be a keep, yeah. This hand's gas. So we can Grief turn 1. We've also got Force in case he goes Chalice, so it's a Foundation Breaker in case he goes Chalice, so... See what he goes with here. Okay, so we get Shardless too. So I think we're just going to play Steam Vents Pass. I don't want to cycle right now because this is my Cascade spell, and I might need this for Force, depending on, like, I don't know what he's going to play game 2. And I don't think I want to Grief yet. I think I want to Grief maybe next turn. Like, I'm trying to think what he could play. I have Foundation Breaker for any artifact-based thing, so I don't really care about that. He could just have permission, but I can always Grief him next turn. Could just be like playing Counterspell, which would also be fine. I think we just wait on this. Jetmere Garden. Expecting like a Wrenn and 6 maybe. Which I don't really care about. And pass. He's got green mana up. Okay. I think we'll just go Ent. I don't know if my life total matters at all. Like, do I want to get green blue? Don't need black mana right now. I think we'll just get green blue. Breeding pool. Okay. We get another Riverwinder. So let's think about this now, this sequence. Right, so he could play Chalice. I can't answer that instant speed. He could play Teferi. I can force that. I think Teferi's is the most likely thing he's going to play. So I think we can just cycle one of the Riverwinders now. Try to hit another land. Again, he's not holding up blue mana right now, so I don't really care. He doesn't even have blue mana, actually. We drew another Living End, which isn't great, but I think we just shock this in, and we need to find that land, so we probably want to try to cycle Riverwinder, but a little iffy. I could also try to grief him right now. He could have Veil of Summer, which would be the total blowout. I do still have Force. Griefing him could take Teferi, which would allow me to keep Riverwinder in my hand to cycle it to find a third land. So it could be worthwhile. I think we will. What are the chances he has Veil? I think I can wait to grief. Yeah, it's not correct. It's like then I could decide if I want to cycle Riverwinder or not. We need the other land, so we need to cycle. Maybe I should have just griefed to get the information. My opponent's seemingly not doing anything. It's also fine, though. He just jams Teferi here. Okay, so he is definitely holding up probably Silence, it looks like. So that's a little annoying. Because he's holding up Silence, we right now don't have a thing to do with Force. So we can probably grief him to take the Silence, but he could still cast it in response. Also probably fine, though. So I think I want to cycle this now, try to find a land. Get another Riverwinder, not a land. Yep. So again, we're expecting Silence. So if I grief him, he can still silence me in response, which is kind of annoying. So maybe I could have played around this better. Okay, so we get Outburst, but we can't cast it right now. Have another Riverwinder. So grief him, he goes Silence, cycle Riverwinder. I think that's fine. I would like a land, but it is what it is. He can also combo off next turn, but I can force it. Yeah. Okay, so we played around it. We'll take whatever's useful in his hand. Maybe another Silence. If I had a land, I could just Outburst on his turn and like win the game, but I don't have that big a graveyard. Okay, so he just has counters. Veil. Spell Pierce. Probably just take Spell Pierce. His hand's literally nothing. I don't care about Veil that much. Veil will draw him a card, but I think it was correct to. I guess he didn't have green mana, huh? Oh, he did. Maybe he couldn't hold green mana up. I don't know. That's fine. So we want to cycle Riverwinder now to try to find a land. A lot of Riverwinders in the graveyard. Okay, we get another Force. Not the greatest. It's fine. Maybe I did side out an Ent or the sideboard guide. Maybe that was not smart. But now we have Outburst plus Force, so we just need literally another land. We know opponent has, let's see what he does here. Plays a Foothills. So his hand is Mystery card, Foothills, Arid Mesa. I want this. Cracking it now, so maybe he just top decked his combo piece. Or mine. Looks like he did just top deck Creativity. Or maybe he just is doing that for some reason. I don't know why you fetch Dwarven Mine right then. You have in hand and Spell Pierce plus something else. Okay. Land. Land. Wait until his turn. He's only got one blue source. He could have drawn a Silence. That's okay though. Is it okay? Kind of annoying if he drew another Silence and Spell Pierce. So I think we want to upkeep jam this. Use my Force. If he's able to Creativity, it's kind of bad, but I have a pretty big Creativity, or a pretty big board too, so I think we just upkeep. Oh, I guess he can't Creativity if he trusts Silencing. I think we just upkeep Outburst here. Can Veil, draw a card, but I still have Force. It's our last. No, we have one more Living End in the deck. Good thing I run 4. Okay, so he drew Reprieve, which means we fight over this. Exile Force, and the next turn I just Shardless. He's got Spell Pierce this. Oh, he Veils that. Oh, so he still has Spell Pierce. No, I took Spell Pierce. Okay, so we're good. So now he has to draw exactly another Spell Pierce. Are you kidding me? Oh, no, sorry. I forgot it went back to hand. I thought I drew my last Living End. Never mind. Okay, so now he can't do anything this turn, and I just Shardless next turn, and I think I win. And he had to draw exactly a Spell Pierce, and I already got rid of one of them. Or another Reprieve, I guess, if he goes land plus another Reprieve. He's got a lot of cards in hand, so anything's possible, but I guess he could have drawn another Reprieve. It'd be really annoying. Or another Silence or something. And now he's just jamming. What is this going to be? Dwarven Mine again. Main phase, Dwarven Mine. Okay, he doesn't have white mana, so we know he doesn't have Reprieve. Oh, he's doing that to put a fetch in the graveyard. Okay, that makes sense, but it gives me information. Like, he had to draw exactly another Spell Pierce. If he did, I guess that's fine. Or a Fluster. But Grief. Another Shardless. Okay. Hope you don't have another Spell Pierce. Okay, we're good. So we just destroy his hand now. I don't know how we lose now. Maybe I'm wrong. 8 mana. So he's really far away from that. So he could top deck Creativity, but again, I'm like so far ahead that he'd have to Creativity for 1. And he's still pretty far from doing anything. And I also have lethal on board. Even if he has a binding, I still have lethal. Stable. Like Lysanders. Again, I don't know what he would find at this point. He could find a binding, but I still have lethal. Okay, we got there. So I think this has got to be a favorable matchup for Living End. Like, outside a good hand, but no, it is what it is. Okay, on to round 2. I'll be on the play for game 2, round 2. Okay, this is probably a hand I'm not supposed to keep because I don't have any lands. And obviously I can cycle, but okay, this hand is fine. Keep. So this is kind of awkward because it's like, well, I could keep Living End in hand and keep the Cycler. I think I'm just supposed to keep hand. So I don't know what my opponent's on. I'm likely gonna cycle Architects first. I have a few options. I could cycle Architects first to try to find like a living. See if I draw a Living End, then I pitch it to Grief, or I could just Grief right away. Get more information. I think I'm gonna cycle Architects first. I guess there's a world where, there's a world where I draw a Living End for bottoming it, or draw a Troll. Do I pitch Troll or do I pitch Architect? I think I pitch Architect, because then we can go Troll plus Ent, and we can have a big enough graveyard to go off, even if we don't draw lands, because we might need both these lands. And like I think we'll win with Grief, Architects plus Troll plus Ent in the graveyard. I don't think we need something bigger than that in game 1. Okay. I put Grief in the yard. If I do that, his hand basically does nothing. Dauthi is the biggest issue. I think I just put Grief in the yard. Obviously, he'll get the Grief back, but now he can't take my cards. Yeah, we get Architect. So we want to do Ent first. We want to do Troll first, get green, black. Get blue-black with Troll, and then go green with Forest. I do have to shock, but I'm going to have to shock no matter what. That allows me to cycle Architect then. So let's do that then. What did I say? Watery Grave, and then Forest with Ent. Yeah, it also depends on what my opponent does this second turn here. I guess we didn't need to do that, but we didn't need to shock there. I guess we did it no matter what to get the black source. I hope he didn't draw another Grief or a Thoughtseize. I guess if he did, he did. Dauthi is not too scary. Bowmaster's kind of annoying, but I have Ent, so I don't care. Okay, so he's gonna put a Fury in the graveyard. Again, not that scary. I guess he'll get a Fury and a Grief back. It's a little annoying, but I think it'll be fine. You can also try to not dead the Grief. Or the Fury. I don't think he does that, though. And play around Bowmaster. Just grab Forest. So we should be able to beat him with this. We'll see. The Fury's gonna be annoying. I don't want to allow him to efficiently use his mana, so I think we're just gonna. I think there's no reason to move now. He taps out for Bowmaster. Do I want to move? Then he's able to. No, we don't. I think we just have to wait. We know he is not dead after all. Okay, again. Shocking. I don't know what would he be holding up. We could make my Living End bigger if I think it's not going to beat him. We just jam. I'm supposed to wait a turn, though. He's not really doing anything. I could just keep cycling. Yeah, maybe I could have waited. My opponent's not going to do anything, and I don't do anything. And I could have just like made my Living End bigger with Architects and everything. It's Grief and Fury in hand. Yeah, maybe that was a smarter play. It's like, I don't know if mine's like Living End's big, but I don't know if it's big. It's not really big enough to actually kill him. And he can also like not dead is Fury, which is kind of annoying, and like kill one of my creatures with that. So I think maybe I should have just waited for a bigger Living End. Right, because I could have even done it on my turn, which I don't want to do, but I don't know what he's possibly thinking about. Is he going to play Bowmaster and then Undying it? I guess he could do that. And do some extra damage to me. Yeah, I should have waited. But I think he's waiting for me to cycle. I could have cycled. He plays Bowmaster. I guess it's the same outcome, really. I would have one more card in the graveyard for Architects. Yeah, I don't know if this will be a big enough Living End. He decides not to do anything. So let's do Ent. He does have a way to shuffle, so I could actually Architects myself. Might be a better call. And Architects. I think I'm gonna Architect myself. Grief. Now she's gonna Bowmaster in response, I guess. And I take is not dead after all. Okay, shuffling now is not the correct play. I guess he saw I selected myself. You possibly have Bolt. Bowmaster. Yeah, we knew about that. He's gonna try to bolt the Grief or something. And I take his Undying spell, which is really what I want to get after. Oh, now Fury can kill Troll. Okay. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have Living Ended here. Because I don't necessarily have a better board than he does. But I can hard cat. I'm one black mana short. Okay, so we definitely want to put last card draw Living End. Grief. Yeah, we got punished for our getting this breeding pool. These do nothing really. Okay, so I guess we're not really ahead because now he's got Fury plus Grief. Yeah, I guess I should play that better. Sacrifice token and gain 3 life. Attack Ent. Attack for 6. Yeah, I think I'll just attack with Ent. He'll block probably with the Orc token. Actually, I could not attack. Maybe that's smarter. Got the food token. We just wait because my opponent's in top deck mode. And notably, his Fury can't attack. Draws a land. Plays it before combat for some reason. Now we wait for a black source. So we know we're going to draw a Living End. So no reason to Grief now. We just wait. Yeah, so I guess I could have just waited to get more threats on board because I knew he had Fury. I should have done the math there. I knew he had Fury plus Bowmaster plus Bolt. So I could have just, he's just going to keep holding up mana, and I could have just cycled. He plays Bowmaster and, you know, just make him inefficiently use his mana. Get a Dothy up to. Oh, is he just playing? He's just playing the Zeus scam list. Why did I miss that? I guess I didn't realize that's what he's playing. The Scion of Draco, we're in big trouble. Okay, so he's playing Zeus Scam. That's cool. I just thought it was regular Scam based on his hand. All right, so we need to keep waiting. So what did he probably draw? Another Bowmaster. I can grief him. He takes the Bowmaster. We have to wait. Or he plays Bowmaster. Maybe I should have just griefed him. Now he's going to play a Minor Draco, which he just drew, most likely because he could play it last turn. Right now we're in trouble, because now he's going to gain a bunch of life from the griefs. And Scion's annoying, although he still can't really attack. So we're almost, we're kind of going to try Living End again, likely. Bolt, Curator, okay. And attack with whatever you want. Attack with just grief, maybe? Yeah, okay. All right, so we're in the... Yeah, I guess I just Living Ended too early. I also didn't realize what deck he was on. Yeah, all right, sweet. So his card in hand must be probably not land. He would have played it. My hand does nothing. I'm going to just lose this game. Like, what would he have in hand? It's got to be something like maybe... No, it wouldn't be a Binding. Could just be a Bolt. Be an Undying Spell. Yeah, I have to do this. Doesn't feel good, though. But also, no, I can't. Yeah, so I think we lost this game because I just Living Ended too early. So he did just have a land, okay. All right, so we really need to just top deck Cascade Spell. Again, I still think, yeah, this is what it is. This is keeping his Fury from attacking, but now he'll just attack with a bunch of things and do a bunch of damage. So we really need Cascade Spell. I just had to make sure that wasn't an Undying Spell, though. That would have been pretty bad if I blocked the Fury and he can Undying it. Yeah, Binding. Okay, we're probably just losing this game. Again, we need to top deck a Cascade Spell badly. Yeah, so I did Living End too early, but also he just drew much better than I did. Even I could set up my draws, but I couldn't shuffle them, and they were like some of the worst draws ever. So yeah, I should have targeted him with his thing, but he had the shuffle effect. So now we just lose. Right, we need exactly Living End. Not Living End. Okay, we're not dead yet. That's fine. All right, we lose now. Okay. It's not very often you lose game one, but again, I think he just had a hand that lined up well. He top decked the Fury, top decked the, yeah. So I guess I just went too early and I just needed to wait. So that's on me. He doesn't have Dothy. He's got Permission. Endurance might be useful with like what his game plan looks like it's going to be, which is just Subtlety could also be useful though. So I'm trying to decide if I want to board like I would against Scam. I have to look at what this deck is playing. See. I have to see what the list is playing the sideboard for its art. It might just be playing Leylines. Big Grief's not that good because of looks like he's gonna play Leylines. So and he's gonna play Stubs. So I think we just take the Griefs out. And then let's go Force of Vigor, Foundation Breaker. I think Subtlety is probably pretty good. And then cut on maybe a couple Architects. One Waker, one. I don't want to cut down Cyclers too much. I think something like this. Maybe one I could, yeah, something like this. I think Grief's bad just because a lot of his deck is just creatures, and I don't want to put creatures in his yard. I think we have to keep this. We don't have Cascade Spell yet, but we don't have Grief, so there's not really a reason to cycle right now. Or Cycler, maybe. I don't know. I think we have to keep this. We don't have Cascade Spell yet, but we don't have Grief, so there's not really a reason to cycle right now. We don't have Grief, so there's not really a reason to cycle right now. Sorry, we don't have Grief in the deck, so I think we just play Island Go, and then we'll cycle probably the Riverwinder. Or sorry, we'll... Do we want to cycle the Riverwinder or cycle a Troll? I guess cycle the Riverwinder in case we just keep drawing lands and I don't even need these Trolls. Yeah, so we just didn't play that well that game. I think that's really how this went down. I just living in it too early. I just needed to wait. Wait for him to like play Bowmaster, things like that. Wait till my yard's bigger, and then I would have won. It's like we could have gone one more turn. We would have had another. You know, I just don't want him to be able to efficiently use his mana. So, we had options. We could have waited. He wasn't really doing anything. Okay. Yeah, we get the Outburst. It'll land. Exciting. We might want to keep Curator. I think we just shocked this in. We want to keep Curator in case we draw a blue card. I don't think there's any reason to do anything right now. And get red-black with Troll. We just pass. He didn't have Leyline, so that's exciting. He also has 3 cards in hand, which is not a lot of cards. Didn't have a 1-drop play, so I guess we could cycle now. Let's cycle Street Wraith now in case he plays Bowmaster. Yeah, we had our 3rd land. So now we don't really need to cycle anything else. But we might want to hold Ent. We do want to get a bigger graveyard, though. So we probably will just cycle the 2 land cyclers here. And we're expecting to have a lot of stuff in his yard. We don't really need the lands. We want to try to find a force, but I think we go Ent. Let's think. Do I want to get a... We want a red source for sure. But I want my red source probably on black mana. I don't know. We get red-green. And then what am I get? Green-black? A lot of green sources I don't really need. Blue-black, I guess I can get then. Get more blue sources. Is there a way to go green-black and then... I guess if I select this, I can't jam next turn. I'll go green-black. Oh, yeah, I can, because I'm going to just cycle a Troll right now. Okay, that's fine then. Yeah, I'm expecting like a Bowmaster or something, which is kind of why I'm playing around this. Also, I'm expecting him to have Stub. Blood Crypt. Let's see. If he has Force, I could just jam, and then, you know, I mean, not Force. He most likely has Stub, but he has no creature to pay for it, so I just want to wait a turn then. Go Blood Crypt. Here. 2 life, pass turn. He plays Bowmaster, then I can cycle Riverwinder plus Curator in response. But he can't really tap out, because I could just play Outburst. I think we're in a pretty good position. Yes, up 5 types. Again, expecting him to have Stub or Fluster. I could have cycled there, I guess. I don't care at this point if he plays Bowmaster, though. He's not going to tap out to do it. It's unlikely, at least. Yeah, if he plays Bowmaster, then he plays Bowmaster and taps out, and I win. think he's playing Endurance. Okay. Maybe he has exactly Endurance in hand. Fine. Doesn't have Force Negation mana up. He doesn't have Endurance mana up. Is there any reason to do it now? He could draw. He could have like Reprieve or something. I just jam Shardless, then he can kind of have a turn to answer some of my creatures. But if I wait till his upkeep, he has to at least tap out to do that. So I think we just, I guess, play Tomb. I don't need to cycle again. I think my graveyard's big enough. Then go Upkeep Outburst. Gives him a turn to respond. He could have like Undying Fury in hand, but that's still gonna be fine, I think. Oh, I played that tapped. So if he has stub, oh, I punted big time there actually. If he has stub, he can just stub this. Do I care that much about that? I can just do it again next turn. Yeah, I did punt there. I should have shocked in. Sorry. Let's see if I lose because of it. He was showing he had stub or fluster. But we'll at least get it out of his hand. Or just has nothing. Sure. Alright. He just had nothing. All right, round 3. Again, we brought in the hate for... do I want Grief, though? Maybe it's not correct to take out Grief, but I feel like he's bringing Leyline, so Grief's not that good. I have Subtleties for... I guess he's not playing Dothy. Maybe I could just... Maybe Endurance is better than Subtlety, but I think it just slows him down. Relevant, because he's an aggressive deck. I don't know how I'm supposed to... exactly board here. This isn't... I think we keep this. Hopefully we find what we want. Let's put this back up here. Keep. Okay, so no Leyline again. I can upkeep, do this, upkeep cycle. I want to upkeep cycle Street Wraith. I probably want to hold up Force in case he plays something annoying on turn 2, but I think that's unlikely. So, Watery Grave. Pass. I just don't want to be able to play Bowmaster into this, so. Yeah, we have an upkeep stop, so we'll do it in upkeep. So go Street Wraith. We want to keep Curator for a blue card, or for WD or something. So we'll probably just go Troll. I find another cycler here. Yeah. For blue card. We have the blue card, but we kind of need that blue card. We're going to play on turn 2, maybe like a Hearse. I have Foundation Breaker though, but it would be annoying. This is fine. Cycle now. You can get Bowmaster. Yeah, I don't know. This is probably fine. Really weird mana base he's keeping. No blue mana at the moment. Cycle Curator now. If I find a Subtlety, I can Subtlety this. Okay, that's not a Subtlety. Okay. Be able to shrink my yard. My yard's not very impressive at the moment. Okay, get Island. It's kind of annoying. So, go Forest. Don't need Foundation Breaker. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of small living end again. So this is kind of that issue of whether this is going to work. He doesn't have blue mana up, though, so we'll see. He's an Exile Curator, Kit Troll. I only get 3 creatures back, but he has a Swamp, so the Swamp Walk's going to be relevant. He's going to do some damage this turn, though. Life total's getting low. So Exile probably Curator, or maybe Street Wraith, actually, because it's the evasion is more relevant. Again, he could have 2 pieces of permission, which would be annoying. He's doing. Oh, he's going to discard. He must have nothing. I'm very shocked by that. So sure that he has literally nothing. Oh, he discards Fury. Okay. I guess that's a play, but I don't think it's the strongest play. I mean, he doesn't have a red pitch card for Fury. What do you have in hand? That's annoying. Okay, so again, we're getting dunked on. Maybe I wanted another Subtlety and Force is bad. Now my opponent's just like destroying me. Oh, I should actually cycle Troll. Oh, he's got to take Shardless, doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I was supposed to bring in like Endurance instead of Force Negation. Endurance and Subtleties, because he's clearly just like filling up his graveyard. On the other hand, he only has, I don't know if I played this right. I don't know if I boarded right. I mean, I'm just getting dunked. Like, this is the worst hand. I brought in Foundation Breaker expecting Leyline. It does nothing. Brought in, oh, okay, so he has WD up then. Or he's going to try to Undying this. Okay, so yes, WD by taking a Force. Now I'm in a tough position because I have to jam, but he probably just has a counter. Or else I'm going to take 4 from this Kavu. And he's going to get back a Fury and a Grief, which is like bigger than my yard, most likely. Not. So if I draw blue, no. Swamp Cycle to Thin. Plus we need some more stuff in our yard. I don't know. I don't know if I played this, if I boarded correctly. Okay, so he has Bowmaster too. Wait, this doesn't make a difference though. I'm Swamp Cycling. Oh, he was just couldn't crack that. Yeah, obviously he's got sub up. Red Source, sure. Other Force? That doesn't make a difference here. Can I afford to eat another hit from him? I guess get Shardless to at least chump the Kavu, which isn't the worst thing. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to lose this game. I think maybe my sideboarding wasn't correct. Again, this is kind of like a weird deck, and I prepped for his ley lines, and he just didn't have them either game. So I think he was mulliganing for them because he kept not that many cards. Yep. So I can at least chump the Kavu now. And then try to draw another Cascade spell. Yeah, maybe just Endurance was better. I don't know. His Foundation Breaker looks so bad right now. It was only going to hit ley lines, but I thought he would bring in ley lines. Maybe I didn't need like Force of Vigor, but it does hit Scion, I guess. I don't know either. Okay, is he just, bro, is he just a handful? I mean, I guess this is a good strategy. This is the first time I've ever seen it of just, instead of exiling cards from my yard, I guess I always play Zoo, and I don't think this is actually correct to do. I think it's correct to make my yard smaller, and rather than trying to make your yard bigger. I guess he's just like assuming that my only way to win is to living end, which might be true. So maybe this is the correct play. But like if I had Endurance, then I would. If I guess maybe I should have just had Endurance. I would win this game. Like if this Foundation Breaker wasn't Endurance, I'd win. Dude. We're just gonna have to hardcast this Foundation Breaker, I think. Okay, or we'll just do this. But now does he get back a bigger yard than I do? Maybe not. I mean, I have to do this. He gets back a lot though. Do I need to fetch land? No way to play this. Okay, we just got jam. We got there, but we still might not win. It's tough. So he can kill one creature. Creatures are bigger than mine, which is kind of annoying. He can kill a Street Wraith. Take my Foundation Breaker. I think I had to do this. I don't think I had an option. Okay, so we need to put that on the bottom of my library for sure. I mean, now we're in this weird spot. My living island wasn't big enough. I only had the small cyclers in the yard. Wait, did he not kill anything? Oh, he killed the Curator, I guess. That makes sense. But I want to preserve the Street Wraiths because he can't block them. And the Troll, he can't really block either. Hope he doesn't have, like, Binding in hand. So he presents lethal. Well, I can chump with Shardless plus Shardless. That makes sense to do. Keep everything with evasion. Can't cast this. I win with an outburst, so he could go Bowmaster. In response, I outburst. Or sorry, think about this for a second. So we know he can't block any of these, actually. He could play Bowmaster. The biggest blowout would be if I cycle an outburst, he plays a creature. I think I just attack with Troll. Right? And then, now let's think about this for a second. What if he has Bowmaster? How annoying is that? Pretty annoying, I think. Then he can chump. I just have to do this now. Bowmaster? Bowmaster? Fuck. Come on, dude. Stop having everything. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we just lose now. I can't attack with anything. Can't really block with anything either. Now we need Outburst again. Okay. Think about this for a second. Can I win without an Outburst? Or a Shardless? I think at this point I don't think I can win with, right? So I can attack. He doesn't have to chomp. I can attack with one of these. Trade. Oh. I go to 7. Attack with both these. Trade. No, I can attack with 1. Put him at 11. Hardcast Street Wraith next turn, but I have to shock to do it. Ugh. Not a good position. So, Troll. Trade. Trade. Take 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, I take 3 plus 3 is 6, so I'm not quite dead. Almost dead, though. Alright, I'll try to hold on here. I think we're dead to a lot of things, though. Let's think here. That would be one of them. So now we need exactly Outburst. Okay. Pretty sick draw, I'd say. Are we actually gonna win with this, though? Alright. Well, I guess I should stop talking. My opponent's just complaining about my good draws, and I guess, guess he's right. I don't know. Probably still lose, though. So I don't want to give him a chance to discard. Card, do I? I read this. I just have exactly stub in hand. Let's see. If I living end, the troll will go to my graveyard. I think I have to now. See if he has stub, just because he maximum complained about my luck. Alright, looks like no. My opponent might concede. Maybe not. Alright. Oh, that was a punt there, actually. I could have got my I should have let the binding resolve. I would have got my troll back. Oh god, I hope I don't lose because that. Oh man, that was so stupid. That was such a blowout. No. Okay, that's fine. Alright, I punted there hard. I forgot that I had Foundation Breaker in the yard, so I hope that actually can make a huge difference in this game. That's like my biggest creature. Oh dear. Okay. Desperation Hitsugu. Oh man, I really wish I had that troll. Wait, do I not have lethal? Uh-oh. 3, 5, 7, 9, 13. He's at 14. Whoops. I got excited. Oh, no, he should notice that I don't have lethal. Okay, he didn't notice. Okay, he's at 1. I just tapped. Okay, we both punted at the end here. If he drew a bolt for Tribal Flames. It has to be exactly Tribal Flames. Oh my god, what a crappy game. Hardcast Ent. Well, we played decently well, but not the cleanest game. So obviously room for improvement there. I think the game 1 for sure. I was supposed to wait to living end, and then game 3, I needed to. I played decently well to my outs, but you know, we got lucky in top deck and Outburst, which is like our only out. However, I needed to let the binding trigger resolve because I had the Foundation Breaker in the yard. I would have gotten it back, would have got my Troll back, and would have had lethal for sure that turn. So even like a top deck Tribal Flames wouldn't have killed me. All right, well, we played a little sloppy there, a new deck. You know, I'm not that familiar with it, so it is what it is. But we got lucky, and that's what counts. So on to round 3. All right, round 3 on the play. Double Grief. Ugh. So we have a lot of interactive cards. We have like no cyclers, and we have no Cascade spell. So I think we have to mulligan that. Boseiju as my 1 way out of 5. Right, this is like, so this hand I can't cycle at all, and I can't even cast Grief. Okay, the classic no-lander. I go to 4. I don't know how I win at 4, but I need to draw a land. I could put back Living End plus Waker. Living End plus... We have to keep this, but I'm on the play. Oh, and I don't even have a land drop. I don't know. Okay, I guess I kept it. So this is what I got. Maybe I was supposed to keep that 7. Put back Waker. I need to keep Living End and Force maybe. I have to Grief him turn 1. Hope that slows him down. Ugh, such a bad hand. Just don't. I think I should have gone to 4. And I at least had like a functional hand with cyclers. Okay. Coco, Witch's Oven. So Witch's Oven's kind of annoying. Manufacturer's annoying, but I want him to get it back. Halfling's also very annoying. All these are annoying. Let's see. If I take the oven, I think we just have to take Halfling, and like we're probably just gonna lose this game. I mean, I don't have land. Yeah, I think I was supposed to go 4. All right, got to concede. Yep. Land. Yes. Okay. So what do we need to do? Just cycle, I think. Try to find green, blue. Sure. Guess we don't need a cycle now, huh? I could get another Grief. Another Grief would be good, I guess. But I need to use a land cycler, so maybe there's no reason to do this. I get a Force. Okay. Or get another land cycler. So now we're still a few turns from going off, though. He might be able to build up his board too much, because he can then sacrifice all these. Or sacrifice one of his creatures to put it in the yard, which is bad for me. It's also bad for me. Now he can like just sacrifice a bunch of stuff in response. Draw a bunch of cards. I might just die. Okay, we get the land. So I think we cycle to try to find something, but I don't know what that something is. But also... Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted. Maybe I wasn't supposed to cycle. Right. I think we're just gonna have to try to go off with a smaller hand with Troll, basically. We have to shock to do it if we play Troll, which is kind of bad. So maybe I should have sequenced this better. We also get a basic forest, but I think Troll is gonna be a beefier. Gonna be better. Okay. Well, we'll see if our slow start still gets us there. I don't think it will, though. Now he's like built up his big board, and now he can like sack creatures, put him in the yard to get him back, and then he'll play Manufacturer. So we'll see if this will get us here. Might not, though, because I think he can win this turn, or at least go off this turn. Play Shadowfang. He'll sacrifice a creature, create tokens. So we go Troll. Blue for hardcast force where we have, so black, green maybe. Oh, we get Outburst. What does that change? I could force him to do all this crap on his turn. Kind of nice, actually. But I could also try to go off twice with Outburst. You play Endurance. Probably not in the main deck. I think we want to wait till his turn. Till he like starts going off. Okay. So he can make like 1,000,000 tokens by doing this. So he can make a lot of food tokens. Do I care though? Right? So he'll sack this, create a food token, and make... I think I'm just going to have to go off twice. So... I think I Outburst now, and then he's going to do a bunch of stuff. But I guess if I Outburst now and then bring back this stuff, that's not really good either. So I have to decide if I want to try to get all this... Like, if I let this resolve, does he have an infinite combo? I think he might, right? Sacrifice a creature. So I think I have to do this now. I don't think I have time. Might already have, like, be able to make 1,000,000 tokens, but I don't know how this deck works that well. Yeah. Okay. Oh, he gets Took in the graveyard. Now Took comes back, and then he has Academy Manufacturer. And I have to do this again, I guess. Maybe I was supposed to wait till Manufacturer was there, but I think he can win if I let Manufacturer resolve. I guess living on again isn't that great, though. Oh, maybe I should have done in his upkeep to take his 2 Cocos. Are you kidding me? All right, he doesn't have land to cast one, though, right now. I guess he will. How was I supposed to do this? I think I was supposed to do this differently. I forgot I had Grief in the yard. So I've already made 2 punts with, like, not... Like, I could have taken Grief, put Manufacturer in the yard, and then, like, he would have not have Manufacturer, which allows him to, like, really go off. I don't think I did this correctly. Boseiju, the Manufacturer. Probably a pretty good line. Gives him mana for Coco, but don't think I care that much. Like he'll be able to see Boseiju, he'll be able to Coco record. But also it means he can't block like a bunch of this shit. He can't block this. This is 8. That's tapped out, so I think we're gonna do this now. We also get rid of Witch's Oven. Is that better? Right. No, I think this is better. Is there a world where I need to Outburst again? Probably not. Or I have another Cascade spell. I don't even know what I'm digging for at this point. Now I don't think anything... Maybe they can block with both these. Not that great, though. Great with my Grief. I don't even need to attack with the Grief. Yeah, not the cleanest game I'm playing again, but I think this deck is just so powerful that sometimes it doesn't really matter. Like, I'll just force his Coco here, and then he'll lose. He has food tokens, so he can start gaining life, but I still think I'm in pretty good shape. Also land, too. I can see... I did. You draw something better than Coco. I just did that now for some reason. He doesn't have mana to tap food tokens, really. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to draw again. Yeah. All right, this deck is terrifying to play against. I got to look at the sideboard guide. Hopefully this food deck is in there, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing against it. I don't know exactly. This recommending taking out Force, but he's a Coco deck, so like taking out Force doesn't feel amazing. Taking out Grief. We definitely want Endurance. So it's kind of depends if I want to board like this is Yawgmoth. Like he could feasibly have Yawgmoth, but it doesn't seem like he's on that. Or if I want to board like he's playing Asmo. 2 Force, 2 Foundation Breaker. Maybe this is overboarding. 1 Subtlety. Out 4. Yeah, he is a Coco deck, so maybe that's a reason to keep Force in, but maybe that's too narrow because really that's all it hits is Coco. If he doesn't have Coco, then plus he has to kind of roll the dice with Coco anyway. I think something like this. Endurance, Subtlety, and then Artifact, Enchantment, Hate. You disrupt him, or if you bring in like Chalice and stuff. So he could have Endurance. Good chord for Endurance. So maybe that's a reason to have more Subtleties. Because also like his combo is very much like creature-based, so I can try to tempo him out with Subtleties. Okay, this hand is probably fine. I have all my sideboard cards, but maybe he'll play like Urza Saga or something. I can just like dunk on him. I don't even know if he's a Saga deck. I probably instead I can just play Halfling. Could just Subtlety Halfling. That's great though. This is the classic. You see all 4 Artifact and Enchantment Hates that you bring in, and like who knows if he even has anything. He could just play Grist. Roll. Okay. So again, I'm expecting he's probably more likely to have Endurance as a Coco deck, so I think I should have brought in Subtleties instead of all this Artifact Enchantment Hate. I don't even know if he's got it. Again, we're seeing that like sideboarding is the toughest part with this deck. And like especially I use this, that's why I use the sideboard guide, but this is like in his sideboard guide he had red, green Asmo food, but not this just like green, black Asmo deck that might not even play Asmo. So if it's playing Chatterfang. Ugh. Alright, so what do I want to do here? I want to get a second land, cycle Riverwinder. Just get a second land. So I get probably red, blue, and then green. Let's go Steam Vents. Bad if I draw another cycler though. I need to just keep making. Also, I guess red. I guess go green, black. I guess with Troll first, so we can get basic forest if we need it. Actually, maybe we should just get blue, black, and I can still get basic forest. I can cycle more cards. Yeah, it's like I brought in 4 literally just dead cards, and there's another dead card. All right, so maybe we just need Subtleties, and we don't even need the Force of Vigors. Not going well. He probably just has Endurance. Though I guess I can destroy his. He plays the. Yeah, whatever. We'll see. Yeah, we're definitely taking out 2 of these. I think maybe we'll keep the Foundation Breakers in, or maybe we'll keep it. We need Subtleties instead. This is just too much. Subtlety would have like helped me against Chatterfang. I might just be dead too. I don't remember how his infinite combo works, but it's only creature based, so maybe I should have kept in. No, I think I definitely need the Subtleties. So we just get basic forest here. And I don't know what he's thinking about doing. We don't have that big a living end, but we also don't have a cycler. We also don't have a cascade spell. We just have 4 pieces of Artifact and Enchantment Hate against a deck that hasn't even played an Artifact or Enchantment yet. That is bad. Yeah, classic. Classic overboarding. If he has the combo. I don't remember how many creatures he needs for the combo. I know that's one piece right there. It goes Samwise. Might just be dead. Okay, I'm not dead yet. Yeah, I'm really glad I brought in all this artifact and enchantment hate here. I'm expecting endurance into his deck. I also have endurance. Or do I? Oh, okay. Draw Outburst. And go to his upkeep. We probably want to upkeep Outburst. I guess that allows him to hardcast endurance. Would be bad, but he's still gonna wipe his board, so that's what we're supposed to do here. Get the endurance out of his. I guess he's able to chord in response potentially, and then do I lose? He can't chord in response, he's one short. Or he can chord in response, but I don't know. I don't know how to play against this deck. Fastest endurance ever. Oh, he is chording. Okay, so I did punt there. I did allow him to do this play. But he still wipes his board. But now he has all these good cards in the graveyard, so I need my endurance. What is 2? Again, do I lose now? Is that the combo? Goes Vizier. Oh, Lavinia. Oh, okay, so... Alright, I did lose because of that. That's really cool. Alright, so I should have played around chord. God, we're so bad with this deck. I just feel terrible. I'm going to just cast it to thin. Wow. Okay, so I don't know how I'm supposed to know he's playing Lavinia. But okay. I'm just going to concede. I'm dead. Okay, now we know. If we had done that on my turn, then he would have lost probably, unless he had endurance in his yard, but I don't think he did. And so let's not bring in that forces, and let's just bring in subtleties. Especially knowing now that's like the kind of hate he's playing. Okay, let's see if we can get there. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I gotta keep this. Get rid of Living End for sure. We have kind of everything else we need. Street Wraith, Ent gets us lands. Maybe get rid of Waker, because we can always, or Striped Riverwinder, because we can always Waker next turn. So. Give this Boseiju if I can. So this can get blue-green. Actually, it needs to get... It's kind of an issue now. If I draw Outburst, then I can't use it. He did keep 7, so he's got to have hate with him. Okay. So I need a blue source. This Waker. Curator. Yeah, we probably want to just go Waker here. All right, well, he just goes Lavinia. That's pretty bad for me. In fact, I probably lose if he goes Lavinia. I have to Waker for Subtlety. Enemy Manufacturer. I think I'm gonna Waker now. Yeah, we do get Endurance. Okay, so we probably want to put Architects in. Put Endurance in the hand. And hope to draw a Subtlety. We got no Subtlety. We also don't have that big, but actually we do have a pretty big Living End. Okay, I think we just jam and pray. Didn't have to play as Boseiju, but I don't think waiting gets any better here. Please don't have Endurance, bro. If he does, I guess it wipes his board, and I have a Shardless on board, so... Yeah. Not expecting that. I'll only choose him here. And crack that fetch to shuffle, but now I force him to. Okay. Goose is kind of annoying. Shatterfang, he can cast. Cord. I just leave him with the cord. Like, seems maybe risky though. You go land. A Gilded Goose. So I think we want to put this last, and then maybe cord. Maybe I shouldn't care about Goose at all. It can block one thing. So first card is last card drawn. So Shatterfang. Maybe we give him Shatterfang. We go cord. We don't give him. Maybe we just give him Goose. Goose is kind of like useless here. It's a blocker, but not give him Shatterfang for sure. So I give him cord. Yeah, let's give him Goose. We'll probably shuffle anyway. Just choosing not to shuffle. Okay, gets the Goose. Try to hold on here. Yeah, I shouldn't have given him Goose, but I think that's fine. Another land. He'll block the Ent with Goose, or the Waker, I guess. Kind of annoying. I think I want to just hold up Endurance, probably. Cycle Street Wraith. Like, I don't know what I could find that would actually, like, help me win faster. I shouldn't have given him Goose. He can, like, save a lot of damage this turn by doing that. Maybe I should have given him, like, Shatterfang or something. Obviously, I didn't know he was short of land. That's 7. I think we just hold up Endurance, probably. I don't know what shenanigans he could have planned here. I think Endurance disrupts his combo, so... Could have trolled for something. All right, we got there. So I guess this deck can be forgiving of mistakes. As we see, I've like haven't played this very well on 3-0. Now you can call that like good, you know, just like positive variance for me, and maybe it is. But I think something about like Zoo that I've noticed playing a lot of it is like Zoo is like very unforgiving as a deck. So like a lot of times your games will be very close and come down to like, did you sequence this correctly? Did you read what the opponent had in hand correctly? Did you, of course, like your fetches, like if you mess up your fetches, you'll lose the game. You know, your land sequencing, things like that. But a lot of it comes down to this, whereas like Living End, that definitely does matter and gives you an edge. Like I had these 2-1 victories because I didn't play very tight. I think if I could play tighter, then they might have just been 2-0s. But it's also like, there's a lot of cards that can kind of bail you out. Like, you know, we saw it in last round where like, yeah, I got bailed out by an outburst, but I also played to my outs and basically waited as long as possible. I wouldn't have, if he hadn't played that binding, I wouldn't have cycled that Street Wraith. I would have waited. So, but I did the math and he couldn't kill me that turn without binding. But of course I did still punt there by not just letting the binding resolve, take my troll, and then like blowing him out completely, and I would have won the next turn. But it is what it is. Okay, this hand's good. Keep it. I start with Riverwinder probably in case we get a grief. We're on the draw, so matchup dependent, but I want to keep this. What my opponent does. Boseiju. Razor. Okay, so he's Titan. So I definitely want to find something to disrupt him. So we're definitely going to cycle this Riverwinder main phase. There's something to disrupt him. So we could cycle into a Living End and then pitch it to Grief. So that could be a reason to keep Architects here. So let's just go Island Riverwinder. Also draw on a Force. Draw on a Troll. I think I want to probably pitch Architects. I mean, Architects allows me to dig more, but like the Troll and the Ent being in the graveyard is like almost better with me already having Cascade spell. So they're just bigger, beefier creatures. On the other hand, I could next turn go, yeah, no, I think I want the troll in the graveyard, so I'll just destroy his hand. Showing no amulets. We could have waited on this, but you might also get too far ahead. So that's easy. Sand does nothing. Okay. We already knew about the rot farm, so we know his hand is. You have another Boseiju in hand? Should have paid more attention. You got Simic Growth Chamber plus Boseiju, so just Simic Growth Chamber plus Unknown card, I guess. Okay. That's fine. Architects again. So question is, do I want to just fill up my graveyard big, or do I want to try like dig for another grief to like disrupt him further? One of these is going to go in the graveyard. So Troll will go in no matter what, and then I can decide if I want to cycle Curator to find another grief maybe, or do I want to just get the Ent in there, like, and just be like, hey, I'm going to win on one turn no matter what. I guess he could have drawn a Titan, which would be a reason not to grief him. So I think we just wait. I don't think I need to do this right now. I can also cycle later if my opponent does stuff. I can do it all in instant speed, so I don't think there's a reason to jam this right now. So we need to get Overgrown Tomb here because we need green-black. Growth Chamber, okay, again, I know about those cards. I think he's got main deck Endurance. He could maybe have it. Or with Troll to get green-black. And then, like, the biggest... This would dig me closer. Like, this is living on going to win the game. Is it lethal? Do I want to cycle Curator to try to find a Force or a Grief? Bad if he has something game-winning in hand. Or do I want to just like put another Ent in the graveyard and just like force him to have it? I just want to put an Ent in the graveyard. Now we have 3 big bodies plus Grief. Get Stomping Ground. That's Living End. And this lands. All right. Okay, Amulet Titan. Obviously, you win a lot of game ones with this deck. Let's see how we want to board against this. So we want our Force of Vigors, our Foundation Breakers, and our Subtleties, most likely. Yep. Take out our Force Negations. Take out an Architect. Take out a Living End. To get us there. Oh, I need another Subtlety, so we're going to take out one Waker. All right. Give it a shot. I guess cards to watch out for in Amulet. What are they gonna bring in? Like, I don't even know if they played Chalice. I know they have the land. They have the land that exiles. Is that a real thing? Ukabog. Is that illegal in Modern? Actually, no. I think it is, right? This hand's kind of iffy. We have 1 Cycler. We've got lands, but we do have some sideboard cards. But we can't. This hand's a little clunky, but I don't keep it. Like, I just need these disruptive cards early against him, so we get a free cycle with Street Wraith. And then hopefully we just, like, if we don't flood, then we can be in okay shape. I don't know. This hand's, like, very mid. Maybe I'm just not supposed to keep this. Like, barely functional. If I cycle Street Wraith cycles into land, then I'm just, like, screwed. Maybe I shouldn't have kept this. Maybe if I had like one more cycler. 3 lands is a lot for this deck to have in an opener. With the land cyclers and everything, but we'll see. I was really thinking about this one. Look at the... Okay, mulligan's a 3. I'm guessing he's okay, well, maybe just concede. I'm guessing he is looking for a... What, endurance? It's a Valakut. 2 cards in hand. Very confused by that. Overgrown Tomb. Okay, cycle. Stomping Ground. Okay, my hand does nothing. We literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in our 15 land deck. We have 5 of them in our hand. So this is going to be rough. I don't even have pitch cards for anything. Actually, I didn't need to play that first. I should have played, I think, blue-black. Yeah, I definitely should have played Watery Grave first. That was a punt. That was an idiot. I needed to play something with a blue source on it. So bad. Because I could draw a blue cycler, but now I can only cycle. Yeah, we're in trouble. Okay. Well, we're still in trouble. I want to play a fetch to like thin further. I guess I've gotten like a lot of my land sources. Maybe I do want to play a fetch to thin further. Okay, this is the clunkiest of hands. Now we can thin some more. Again, I don't know what my opponent was mulling to. I don't have Amulet. Do they have Endurance? Maybe it was just mulling to Endurance. Dryad? Sure. Stop that. They have Endurance plus... Okay, so I don't think they have Endurance. I don't think they play Endurance. Alright, thin. So let's get a blue-black, which we can only get Blood Crypt because everything else is gone. Let's get a whatever we can get left. Blue-green again. Immense red. Blue. Probably it. Maybe we just get a basic. We have like literally everything here. We're gonna have to play a blue no matter what. Maybe we just get island. I don't know, it doesn't make a difference. I have to like discard, go to discard for lands. Ridiculous. Okay, we get a subtlety. Potentially useful, but we have nothing else. So have to start hard casting stuff next turn. So we want double blue for that. So Watery Grave go. Maybe he's got Boseiju Bog in hand. That's what he kept. I know. Back for 2. Sure. I have to shock next turn. Maybe I could have sequenced this better to not have to do that. That was weird that he did it at that time. He doesn't care. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage to do this, so. Okay, so there's Shardless. I have literally 2 things in my graveyard, though. Is that enough? Probably is. My opponent's showing literally nothing in hand. Like Veil, like what do they have? A piece of permission, maybe? Because if their last card, I guess, is a piece of permission, then good for them. We just jam, though. Not very big living end, it's 2 creatures. You have the thing that gives me a creature. At least it gets rid of this Dryad. Unless, no, okay. Sure. Around tapped. And we have Subtlety. I don't think, I mean, we have a 2-turn clock. And Subtlety should be able to, like, I'm not sure what he would draw here. The 1 short of Titan. Amulet, can't do anything about that. Sure. What the fuck? Okay, well, we can Force Vigor that next turn and win the game. That's what he has, O-Stone. Okay. Hard cast our Force Vigor and win the game. First we'll attack with everything. No cards in hand, so I think we just won. Still have Subtlety up. Is it better to pitch Ent to Force of Vigor? And then he'll still hold up Subtlety to hardcast. Probably better, actually. I don't need Ent. Oh, wait. I just allowed him to untap the O-Stone. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm an idiot. Why do I overthink things like this? I literally had the win. I just need to hardcast Force of Vigor. Why am I so stupid? Why am I so stupid? I just potentially lost the game. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I mean, I'm still going to win because I'm just going to hardcast Subtlety here, but that was still so bad. Oh my god, why am I so dumb? I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking in my head, like, oh, it's better to do this, and I literally just potentially lost the game doing this. Yeah, because you can, like, rebuild now. Why am I so dumb? I had the mana to do it. Oh man, it's so annoying. Alright, well, I just, like, punted so hard there. Can't believe I was that dumb. Hopefully we still win. That was so bad, sorry. I was just talking about, like, playing carefully and not punting, and I literally just, like, overthought it. And then, here we are. I think we'll still win, though. All right. That was so bad. Why am I... Yes, sorry. I'm trying to play tight magic. I'm literally just, like, being an idiot. At this point, I don't know what he could get that would kill him. He's dead in 2 turns. Yeah. Doesn't have haste. They have Dismember, maybe? So fine. All right, sorry about that pun, everyone. That was not the cleanest magic. All right, on to the trophy match. Obviously, this deck's powerful. I've punted basically every match, on various levels, and still won. So again, I don't think that's something you can generally do with Domain Zoo. I think it requires really tight play, but I think that's just also some of it is like, this is going to be a high, maybe higher variance deck, like so I just had good draws. Like I drew Shardless just in time. I drew Violent Outburst when the last possible moment. So like this league's just gone well. But of course I didn't put myself in the best that round. That was stupid. He would just concede as soon as I casted Force of Vigor on my turn, which I could have done. And for some reason I was like, oh, let him untap. But then I can hardcast Subtlety. Like it was stupid. All right, round 5 trophy match on the play. No cyclers in this hand. This is dicey. Right, but I have the Griefs and the Forces, so I think I keep this. We at least will have 2 lands. So we could pitch Grief. That's probably what I'm gonna do turn 1. My opponent's on. Also wait on it, but I think unknown opponent. We just go for it. Oh, one of these decks, huh? Okay, so we can deal with... Do we want to take the Force or the Counterspell? Probably the Force. Although we're going to... Yeah, because we have to Shardless on our turn. We'll force him to hold up like 2 mana forever, basically. And if we draw another black card, then... Oh no, I guess we can't draw another black card at this point. Our land drop, though. Like blue-black control, I guess. So we want to get blue-black, most likely. No, we can get whatever colors we want. So we definitely want green-blue, and then maybe blue-black. What does the green give us? Green-blue. This is fine. We need some help with cyclers, though. With lands, too. Maybe I should have gotten a red source, because if I draw Outburst, then A-shape. I know he played Polluted Delta, so his hand is... Get this. His hand is Edict, Fatal Push, Murktide, Minamo, Counterspell. Oh, that's a good draw. That's a big time draw there. He's got one unknown. Two unknowns now. It's Minamo. Plays Minamo. So we know he has Counterspell. Oh man, now we're getting so punished. So now we want Outburst in hand, obviously. But we need a third land. It's okay though. Can't really do much. I mean, he's got 2 removal spells, but he doesn't have enough black sources to deal with them. And land? Yeah, it's almost land. So if he knows I can't Outburst this turn if I do this, but I think I'd do it anyway. Cycle now, and then just play... I need to play a red source. Right? Is there... Okay, get red green here. Ground. Like tapped. No. I haven't seen Bowmaster yet. Well, I haven't actually cycled anything, so he could still have it. Again, he's gonna have to just hold up his counterspell. If he does something here, then that's a sign that he's got something else, but yeah, so he's always got counterspell up. He could have like Fluster or something else. So fine. Perfect draw. So we know he has counterspell in hand, so we just upkeep gem this, I do believe. Yeah, let's see if he has 2 pieces of hate. Not look like he does. Your Spell Pierce? Did not. And I did that in case he had another counter. I could just Shardless on my turn. He'll be fine. Now I'm just looking for like the ring. So he can use 2 removal spells, but I think the ring is what bails him out of this. So let's get the ring out of there. So he can like Fatal Push my Grief if he has a fetch land. I hate how it does this. So we know died. So counterspell's gone. Watery Grave's been played. 4 cards in hand. Force, Shieldred's Edict, Fatal Push, Murktide. So he can deal with 2 of them, but he can't deal with everything. We can't deal with 2 of them. He can deal with 1 of them if he has land. He doesn't even, so he can't even deal with any of them. So I think I just win. GG. You have more than 17 damage on board. All right, we did the game one thing. All right, so blue-black control with the one ring stuff. This might be tricky. Obviously, he'll bring in way more permission in round 2, but maybe my like fair game plan will work here. Yeah, so he's saying to bring in 1 Mystical Dispute, 2 Foundation Breaker. I'm guessing they're going to bring in Leyline, maybe. And let's cut on Architect, Waker, Ent. Waker, Architect. It says cut on 1 Ent, but I'm in his version he's 1 lower, so I don't know if I want to do that, but I'm the draw, so I think I'm fine. All right. Trick with this deck is not sideboarding too much. It's really tempting to just be like, oh, I got all these good cards. Let me just bring them in. But you don't want to do that because the deck needs all the cyclers to function. So that's why I'm glad to be using a sideboard guide, because I just don't trust myself with like being able to sideboard correctly. And that's what you saw in that game against. We ended up winning that match, like I said, against the food combo. But I like just didn't feel good sideboarding, and you saw me mess up sideboard. I brought in Force of Vigors when I didn't need them at all. It's just Foundation Breakers, Subtleties would have been fine. If those had been Subtleties, I would have won that game even more handily. Got the classic no lander. Been getting a lot of those, but I guess that's to be expected with a 15 land deck. Riverwinder, Protect, Grief. I think we keep this back. Blood Crypt. Do we want to save Grief? He could play Hearse. Be a reason not to save Grief. No Leyline. He keeps 7. Seriously, untapped. Oh, he's playing red mana? What the hell is this deck then? Why is he playing red? Alright, so he could be holding up the Stern Scolding, so I don't think there is any reason to do anything right now. We wait. It's probably what he's holding up the Stern Scolding for Grief, specifically. So I'm not going to Grief into that. I will just cycle Riverwinder at the end of turn. And hope he doesn't have Unlicensed Hearse, or else I'll be Sag. He's going to go Lorien Revealed. Sure. And still expecting a Stern Scolding. But we're not going to Grief until the turn we go off, I think. Please just don't have Hearse. He doesn't have Hearse. Still expecting Stern Scolding. Flash Spell Pierce. Cycle. And not exactly what I want to see. Not exactly what we want to see. Okay, Outburst is what we want to see. But we have a really small living end at the moment. I think I have to save this Architects for Grief. So put red-green there. Sorry, save this. Whatever I'm trying to say. Save this Grief for the turn I go off. By the way, this doesn't cast again. So we want to put one of our red sources in play. I should do red-blue and then just get like a forest. I could go turn 3 Chalice, which would be annoying, but I'm assuming he would have done it by now. Okay, Lorien Revealed again. Again, I'm still expecting Stern Scolding, which he can do Stern Scolding plus Counterspell to, you know, deal with my Grief. Also, I don't have a very big living end right now, which is kind of a concern. I just have to wait. Okay, chalks that in, sure. Yeah, I'm expecting him to hold up counters for days. Come on. I think I just cycle this Architect. Maybe it's bad because, like, what does he go ring next turn? Problem is he can just go Scolding plus some other counter, and then I have literally nothing. And even if I get these in play, he could have like 2 removal spells. This living end isn't very big. Could also just hard cast Grief next turn, but I guess I'm worried about Ring. Like, even if with my plan of griefing him now and then Outburst, he still could play Ring. But he's shown Stern Scolding. So let's say I grief him, he plays Scolding, I wait till his upkeep, I Outburst him, he has a counter, and then I have nothing. Or I cycle Architects, but then potentially lose the opportunity to even grief him, and then he just plays Ring on turn 4. I guess he can't tap out to do that. So maybe I just wait, cycle Architects. I don't have a lot of black cards to cycle into is the problem. And like, what I add Architects to the graveyard, then Grief's not in the graveyard, but next turn I can hard cast Grief. I think I just have to wait here. I think I chalk this in. Like, going for it now would use up his counters. But it's like not that big of a living end is the problem. Like, if he just goes next turn, goes Ring, isn't that big. Cycle Architect. If I don't hit another cycler, I'm in like really bad shape. He's just sitting on counters. Maybe I move now. Just, I don't know, it gives up my whole hand though. I don't know what to do. Like, what if he just goes one ring next turn? I don't think he can, right? Because he would have to tap out to do that. So I think we have to wait and then cycle Architects potentially. And we just need a bigger living end. Right? Okay, so he's probably got Force in hand, an Outburst now. He forces it. Then I have nothing but hard cast Grief next turn, but he can just go Ring. On the other hand, he could just keep holding up Stern Scolding forever. I think I wait. I just allow him to draw like unlimited counters here, but I think I can wait. Maybe that's not right. Maybe I should just like force the counters out of his hand. Like force him to use this Force plus blue card. He's got a lot of cards in hand, but I guess we're just like moving into hard cast Grief territory. That was unexpected. What the fuck was the point? What was that? So he's got Force, but he has no way to stop this right now. Just think I don't have Outburst because I didn't jam it. I don't know why I did that. Am I missing something? Just have like 2 removal spells, and he's like, oh, I'll just deal with the small living end. Can't do anything right now. And he just tapped out for a Shield Ray. He just thought I didn't have Outburst, I guess. Now I can Grief whatever is in his hand. That's good. First we attack. Oh, let's see a world where I don't attack. Doesn't have white mana, so he's not playing Verdict. That's 6. Let's get another black source. Let's see. Overgrown Tomb, green-black. Take whatever ring he's got in hand. Could have Subtlety, I guess. Mine too. Again, this is where the mana base comes in, because I can just hardcast Grief really easily right now. Six life. I don't know why he tapped out for Shieldred there. I think he just thought I didn't have it. Subtlety? Yeah, okay. It's fine. Probably put it on top. I mean, he just has 2 removal spells. I don't want to put it on top. Put it on bottom, I guess. We can go Architects next turn anyway. Maybe that's not right, man. I'm supposed to keep Grief up there. So now what does he have? 2 removal spells? Oh, he can't Fatal Push these, though. What's your plan, dude? I don't understand this. 1 ring now? Very a low life total, though. Okay. Now I wish I had the Grief back. But I still did a ton of damage to him. Cycle Riverwinder to try to find what exactly? Again, he could still have the Stern Scolding, which would be annoying. Allow him to get back into the game. He can also shuffle, which is kind of makes Architects not that good. But I could try to find another Cascade spell. And if not, I just fetch Basic Forest. That's better than... Otawara could be good, though. I'll just get a basic here. And he could still have that Stern Scolding. That's what he was showing before. It was either Subtlety or Stern Scolding. So if he has it, he has it. And I just live with it. We want another forest? Yeah, I kind of wish I had the Grief on top still. But I didn't know what he was going to do, obviously, so... Also, look at the top 3 cards of my library. I like that. I don't have a shuffle effect, though. I should have saved maybe a shuffle effect for that reason. Force is good. Grief is good. I think Dispute's bad. So, next turn, are we going to hold up Force or are we going to hard cast a Grief? Probably going to have a removal spell for Architects. He could go Ring. Should be a reason not to put Grief up top. Just hold up Force. I don't have lethal yet, though. Next turn. He goes Ring. He doesn't have Ring, or else he would have gone Ring. We know that. So let's put Grief instead over Force. Although next turn we can hardcast Ent, which maybe is even better. But top of your library. The first card clicked will be the last card drawn. So let's go Grief first, I think. That's not what this game is about. I don't know. Tough game. I don't know if I'm playing this right. I think I should have just shocked in the Stomping Ground to have a shuffle effect, but I wouldn't have been able to shuffle before drawing one of those anyway. At 5, shuffled anyway. He has Ring. What Snapcaster? We gonna bounce back Flame of Nor, I guess. Not that exciting. Gonna kill my Architect plus draw 2. Then I'll go Grief again. In a pretty good spot, I think. Yep. Oh yeah, it's an artifact. That's cool. Grab that. Okay, buddy. And he hasn't. And he could still have that same thing, but now we have Grief again. Right? I did this right? Yeah, I did this right. You have Stern Scolding. Please don't. All right. Let's go. All he has is Force Negation, so he has nothing. Hopefully he draws nothing. Please continue to draw nothing. He will thin his deck. Next turn we can cast Ent or Otawara, depending on what he does. I don't think it will cast Ent, or Otawara, though. It seems unlikely. What did he draw? Preordain, okay. So we know his hand is 3 lands, I believe. You already play an island? Played an island, okay. Oh, we already knew about all these. Stone of Eric. Okay. Draw a card. Yes. And looking for something useful. Can't currently block my grief, so he'll go to 1. See if he got anything. Yeah, there's no world where I block that, buddy. I think we just have to hold mana to hardcast Force Negation in case he has like some kind of bounce spell or removal spell or something. It's gonna be better than alternatives. Once at 1. Hold on to Otawara. Like I don't need to do anything right now. You go like Snapcaster again, which would be annoying, but I can bounce one of them. But that wouldn't really help because he has flash. Oh, nope. Okay, still holding on. Okay, so you could have second Snapcaster. It's kind of annoying, but it's what it is. Just have a removal spell. Right now, we can do a lot of stuff here. We can counter the snap. Right, because we have 3 blue sources. Yeah, we do. So I can make him pay 3. Doesn't seem very good. I can Otawara the token, requiring him to trade his entire board. Okay, we're definitely not disputing this. Sure. Okay. I just live with this and play Ent, maybe? Maybe I pay 4. Problem is, if I pay 4 for Otawara, then I have like nothing in hand. I'm in trouble. He has to block with everything here. Okay. Trade these. This is fine. I'm gonna just play Ent and then hold up Force plus Mystical Dispute. This is better than the alternative. Sure. Yeah, like counterspell. Be kind of annoying. Yeah, I can't. You could hardcast Force and Dispute will do something. But I think Otawara's gonna be more relevant here. If he has not anything. I think this is right to hold on to Otawara. Obviously you can chomp, which is kind of annoying. You can just replay it with flash, but I think having Force up is more important at this point in the game. Tap and untap target legendary permanent. You got it, boss. Now we just attack. Raisin Bar won't do it. Another Ent could be good, though. Do we even need it? Do we need to just hold up Force plus Dispute? I could just be playing into like Damnation plus Counterspell. But can I beat Damnation plus Counterspell? Or I could stub, or I could Dispute Counterspell. So we know he has no removal spell in hand. We know he has no ring, like that. So if he plays like Snapcaster, right? So he could have Damnation 1, 2, 3, 4. Damnation plus Counterspell. And I could hardcast Force Negation on Damnation. He counterspells. That's 6 mana. So he hits a land drop, he can pay for Dispute. So I think it's better to just end here. But it is weak to Damnation, but it is what it is. I think I just keep hardcasting stuff. You could argue I don't need to do this, but you'd have to get a basic, though, to do that line. Maybe I didn't need to do that. Again, I'm assuming he's only out his ring now. So even like Shieldred's Edict, it's in and out. Another land that he can't crack. All right, he cracked it. Got the trophy, 5-0, baby. Had some punts, not the cleanest playing at all. You know, new to the deck. Not super experienced with the deck. Got lucky. It is what it is. I think I learned a lot about, like, you know, really paying attention to what's in my graveyard, especially when you're reanimating things. Like, oh, if you have grief in the graveyard, sequence that right. You know, if you have you know, if you have sideboard cards, if you have the Foundation Breaker in the graveyard, and when you get it back, you know, you get those things. I think that match 5 loss, or sorry, the round 5 win was because my opponent didn't have. So I don't know. They tapped out on turn 4 for Shieldred. They must have just assumed that I didn't have Outburst in hand. That's my only explanation for that. But I sat there for a long time trying to, you know, determine if I'm supposed to cast Outburst. And I decided no, because I still could get it forced. And that's what I was assuming my opponent had in hand. So I didn't want to get it forced and then have nothing. So I was like, all right, Shieldred, you're going to tap out for Shieldred. I'll let it resolve. And then I'm going to Outburst. You can't force it. And then, you know, that's what lost in the game. So I just assumed he was holding up a counterspell or something the whole game. But I tried to, you know, take the right line to not allow him to deploy his threats. Like, basically, he was showing that he had maybe Stern Scolding or something like that up. So I just had to, you know, I just didn't want him to be able to, like, efficiently, you know, play his turn and play a counter. And that's kind of what I would run into if I, like, jam a spell and then he's able to counter it and then keep going. And so I ended up just staying really patient. My opponent wasn't doing much. He gave me, it was too good of an opportunity to, you know, kill a Shieldred, as well as get 2 big creatures in play. Like, yes, it wasn't the biggest living end and stuff like that, but I still think it was the correct decision, obviously. And then, yeah, I think my opponent handed me that game, I'll be honest. I think maybe a different player wouldn't tap out in that situation. Maybe he didn't have anything and he was just like, I got to do something. But, like, I figured he was either going to tap out for Ring or he was going to tap out for, you know, he decided to tap out for Shieldred, and Shieldred's just, like, so much worse than Ring in that situation. Because if he goes Ring, then, you know, I can't swing in. He basically gets a turn of protection. So maybe I don't even Outburst at that point. I probably still do, actually, because I can resolve it, but it is much more annoying. But instead, he just tapped out for Shieldred. So I was confused by that decision, but that's what he did. So we got the trophy. What do I think about the list? Feels good. I don't know, Living End, Mini None, used a sideboard guide. Yeah. Again, I like this change of having, you know, we did get a little mana screwed, but I still like this 21 lands. I really like having these black sources. I mean, you saw it come up in those control grindy matchups. Like, I was just able to Living End and then the following turn cast a Grief. And my opponent subtletied it, but still was like, he had to pitch cards to do that. And it's just such a strong play to be able to, like, oh yeah, I don't have any issues. Let me just hard cast my Grief after I Living End, or hard cast my Architect's Will after I Living End, or, you know, or even like Street Wraiths came up in some games, you know, you can hard cast those. So I thought it was great. I don't know. You also get, doing it this way, by the way, it gives you 2 more black cards to pitch to Grief. So that can increase the consistency of having that black card with Grief too. So that's also the nice bonus of playing more black cyclers with the 2 trolls. So anyway, that was the, hopefully you guys enjoy this league. Sorry I punted a lot, but I got the trophy anyway, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.